Khayilitsha community is meeting with Capetown Mayor Dan Plato. It follows deadly shootings in the area which left 11 people dead and several others seriously injured. Organised crime detectives are investigating the shootings and believe the attacks were in retaliation to the murder of a man earlier in the day. ENC's Ronald Masinda is in Khayilitsha and he joins us now live. Ronald, earlier when we spoke you said that the mayor had just arrived. Has he spoken to community members?
Bring them before justice.
Masako, you are coming to us live as the Provincial Commissioner of Police here in the Western Cape is giving us a briefing. So we will just get our mic on the Provincial Commissioner.
Persons of interest include the possible people that were suspects in the shooting or the actual suspects to the shooting. So at this stage, we call them persons of interest for a number of reasons that directs either they were nearer to the scene or they were at the scene.
Commissioner, what could have been the motive behind these shootings?
The investigation will reveal what is the motive. But tentatively, we're looking at the groups that have been working towards the extortions in this area, which we cannot rule that out as part of the extortion groupings that we're here.
And in terms of the 72-hour activation plan, many people here are concerned that many crimes have been committed, especially mass shootings. Earlier on, we alluded to a mass shooting that took place here on the 8th of March last year, and many people saying that no arrests were made, 7 people were gunned down. What are other plans, to find the actual perpetrators? Because people here are losing hope.
Look, there are people that have been arrested in the last incidents, may not necessarily mention one by one. Up to 105 people have been arrested since the last year on the extortions. And some of them are on bail and some of them are inside. So there is a progress on it. It's a question that now getting to court to get their day in court. We understand that the community will be anxious to say nothing has happened. There are a lot of people have been arrested. 105 is quite a lot for the entire in the city that have been arrested. But then again, there are still people that are still continuing doing what they've done yesterday. That's what now we're looking at. We're tracking and tracing them. Hopefully, within the 78 hours, we should be getting progress on that. We vowed that we must find them. We want to find them to bring them before justice.
A steering committee was announced by Minister Khayilitsha a few weeks ago, and we were told it's going to be intelligence driven. So we're expecting not to see incidents like this after that, because we were told it's very successful.
It is successful, but the sustainability, you must remember now there's an incident of yesterday that has caused 12 people dead. It's one incident. So incidents like those, this is what now we have to look at. What is it that we now must do differently with the community? Because must remember the extortion is a very difficult thing to investigate, because mostly the victims, they don't normally come out to say I'm being extorted. And that is where, but now we find it difficult. If we were to be able to, all the victims, to come out before to report, because we got a number, a dedicated number that you can report anonymously to say, I am being extorted. Then we follow that. In many of those that we arrested, actually, it was through the use of that number.
How many of these extortion incidents have you been able to record since these things seem to be escalating, like from last year?
Well, to be exact, to get the numbers, that's going to be difficult to say now, but there's a number that we have. Hence, we have about more than 100 people that were already arrested. There's quite a number that is there. But in fact, one incident, you'll find out about 10 or 5 people involved in one extortion. So the numbers might be less, but the people that have been arrested, they're quite a sizable number.
Police Minister Khayilitsha announced earlier this year that more police will be deployed in hotspot areas. Are the police losing the fight against crime? Is it high time that the SANDF gets redeployed in areas such as Khayilitsha?
Actually, we are doing very well, except the incident of yesterday. It's been very quiet since the first incident, the last from February up to now, with the exception of the incident that has happened in Mfuleni, where people, again, it was a retaliation between two groups. Since then, it's been very quiet. So we are in control, but even this one, we are going to take control of it. Yes, there is a deployment that we had. That deployment is part of the deployment that we have in this area.
And we were told that deployment is going to last for a month or two. So are you going to extend it, looking at the incidents now?
The deployment is here for a while. It's still going to be here for a while. I think the minister has indicated that it's still going to be here a while, and his answer was until the situation is stabilized. That's what the minister said.
One Nguni now, no? Nguni, it looks like we're done. Can we now allow Thandi Nguni? Anything else?
Masako, I don't know if you can hear me, but just the breaking news from the police commissioner here in the Western Cape. He said earlier on that 12 people have now been confirmed dead following yesterday's shooting here in Khayilitsha, and that the ages of the deceased are between 26 and 59, and they are confident that those who were behind the mass shootings will be apprehended. He did mention that the police are working around the clock. Detectives are also here working around the clock to try and establish who could have been behind these shootings. But he also said earlier on that they are linking yesterday's shootings to some of the extortion rackets that have been taking place here in Khayilitsha for well over a year now.
All right, Ronald Masinda out for us in Khayilitsha. Let's leave it there.